Where the hell am I? Place that I like to call Destination X.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the the Right Reality Podcast. My name is Stephen.
And my name is Mixie. We are here to recap episode 1 of Destination X. Welcome to Destination X. I'm not going to judge this first title because it's the first title of a very first season of a very first show. And I'm just glad it's not titled Pilot.
I didn't even think to look at the episode name. What is the episode name?
Welcome to Destination X. So, again, I'm not going to judge it.
Okay.
I think you can tell by my tone and demeanor how I feel about it. But I'm not going to judge it because it's the first episode. I will get into judging the episode names starting on episode 2.
Okay, there's just a baby. It's just a
little tiny
show.
baby. They just are little baby. They don't know yet.
They don't know.
But by episode 2, they're a teenager and they need to get their shit together. Okay?
Yeah, get a job, Destination X. God, come on.
Steven, I am pumped to get into this show.
I'm so excited. We talked about on the Smasher Pass, which has been an overwhelming success. And shout out people from the cast who have slid in the DMs. Sup.
We appreciate you.
Sup. You're welcome.
Maybe you'll still like us after our episode 1 recap.
Who knows? Maybe you will. Maybe you don't. I don't know. I feel like you will.
Probably.
Overwhelming success. We talked briefly in there about our feelings on the episode, about the show idea. We couldn't say a lot because legally we're not able to do that. But now that the episode has aired, Mixie, I'm so excited to watch the next bunch of episodes. I cannot wait. I love this show so much.
Yes.
I already want them to announce the next season of this show. Get me more Destination X on the calendar. And if you are just turning into the number one because you love us and you're like, I don't know. I'm going to tell you to stop right now. Stop this episode. Go to Peacock.
Yes.
Go to NBC. Go to your blue button, your B button on your remote, and watch Destination X. And then come back.
I'm telling you guys, you want to watch this show. It is so good. All of us challenge people. We're going to be getting a lot of that flair in here. All of the, honestly, Temptation Island people, all of the All-Star Shore people, we're getting little bits of everything. We didn't get any love making on episode 1, but let's be honest, we don't really get that on Temptation Island either. So I do feel from a little bit of previewing that there will be some love making at a later time. So we'll see on that front, but I am loving this so far.
I love it so much. I was thinking on the last episode, I was trying to be like, oh, it's a little bit of this, it's a little bit of that. There was one thing that I completely forgot. It's a lot of road rules. We're on a bus. We'll get to the bus, but it's a lot of road rules. It's a lot of close, confined spaces, which...
Whispers.
Yeah, I have questions. I have questions about it, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into, is there one shower? How does the showering situation work? Is there one bathroom? If I got to take a 2 and somebody else is taking a 2, how does this work? I got questions, and that's fine. We might not get the answers to said questions, but we are in. Let's start talking about episode 1, Destination X. And first thing I want to talk about are the people of Destination X, Mixie.
Yes.
The show starts, and they're just like, hey, we're going to put our ace out there first to get you to introduce to Allie.
Yep. Allie's first.
Allie starts the show by saying every guy she meets, she thinks is her husband.
I think that's a common theme for some girls. I honestly do. I feel like we all know a girl or two that we get a text from that's like, I just met my husband. And then once you finally get on FaceTime with them, 2 or 3 weeks later, you're like, hey, how's that guy that you said blah, blah, blah about? And they're like, which one? Who? So I have a feeling that's Allie. And I got to respect the honesty here. I really do. I also really like how they start the intro of this show with them all sitting on that plane.
Lovely.
And the goggles. Can we talk about the goggles for a moment, please?
I would love to talk to you about the goggles. Go ahead.
So from the outside, when they're sitting there and you're looking at them and the goggles open, sick.
Sick.
So cool looking. Having it just like bink, and they're just like, their eyes are there, and it's so cool.
There's a little light. There's a sound effect. There's a sounder for the goggles going on and off.
Love
Sick.
it.
Now, I think I know what you're going to say next.
I absolutely hate the view of the camera from inside of the goggles.
I know it.
What is that?
That is nightmare fuel to some people, I believe.
Oh my God, I hated it. Every time I'm like, no. If I was on that show and I didn't get a heads up that they were going to be that fucking close to my eyebrows and I didn't get them done prior to, that would have been World War III for me.
Ladies of Temptation X, a slide into the DMs.
Temptation X.
Is that what I said?
We're still getting back in the swing of things, everybody. He meant Destination X.
Close. Very close. It's probably the same amount of letters.
It honestly is.
Ladies of Destination X, did you get a heads up that you needed to have them like plucked and tweezed? You had to get all the like the blackheads done, like the excavation or whatever that was called that I had done on the cruise. No big deal. I had a spa treatment.
Nice.
That hurt like a son of a bitch.
Oh, I'm sure it did. This goes back to what we've talked about, Stephen, when guys are like, oh, go to the spa and relax. That shit's not exciting or fun or relaxing. It hurts.
The massage part was great, but she's like, you have some like blackheads. Do you want me to do like a little excavation? I was like, I don't know what that is, but knock your socks off. Is that not what it's called?
I don't know what it's called, but it just sounds funny that you're calling it an excavation.
Let me tell you what it was. It was basically her putting like a tiny needle into my face and like scooping out the blackhead.
Yep.
And I'm like, ouch. She goes, oh, I'm sorry. Does that hurt? Obviously it hurts. I am a human person.
Yeah, no, it's bad. And I, like I said, I would also say the guys too, like all of them. There's a couple off the top of my head I'm not remembering, but Biggie might have been one of them when I was just like, oh. I love the editing of this show, and I'm going to get into why a little bit later in this podcast, but if we could remove one thing, I think we'd all appreciate the loss of the goggle view.
Okay, so now what I need everybody to do, I don't mind the goggle view. This is your time to shine. YouTube comment section, Spotify comment section, go in there.
Terrible.
Is it a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Do you hate it like Mix, or do you not mind it like me? Let us know. I feel like we're going to have a 50-50 split.
I would like to get into a discussion of this. And I also, spoiler alert for everybody, we will be getting exit interviews with the contestants later on. I do want to talk to them about that at some point, is how they felt seeing that in the edit. If they knew it was happening, if they knew what the angle was, and how they felt about it. Because if that was me, I would be just an absolute wreck.
In shambles, Mixie would have been. But yeah, Allie is the first person they start the show with.
Travel influencer.
Yeah. She thinks everybody she meets is her husband, and then she's right next to Josh. Josh is flirting. Yeah, I like that. And I'm like, I'm in.
And I had the exact opposite reaction. I'm screaming, Allie, no, please. Please, no. Allie, please.
No, come on. That would have been fun. Those two would have been fun.
Well, too bad Josh sucks at every show he goes on. You know what I mean?
Oh, poor guy. Oh, poor guy. Oh, we'll get to that. Next up is Rick, or Professor Rick. Rick. Mm-hmm. He's a professional bird watcher, we found out during this episode, Mixie.
Dope.
Which I guess is a profession.
Okay, so after we got Allie as a travel influencer, then we got Rick as a bird expert, I'm thinking, these people have unfair advantages.
Yes.
I would say Josh has an unfair advantage because the challenge does travel often, but he's an idiot, so that doesn't matter. But then we find out that Kim goes to Coachella. She's a Coachella grandma.
Yeah.
And she protects children. And I'm like, okay, so some people have advantages and other people may not.
She did say she travels like a little bit. I mean, we thought she was from Marco Island. She's from Hawaii. I think you said she still needs to move to Marco Island to meet her people.
I do. think that strongly, yes.
So, Kim, if you're listening, we know you are. Maybe take a trip to Marco Island and see if that's kind of your groove. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're just trying to help. Let us help. Let us help. Yeah, so Rick is a professional bird watcher, and I go, okay. And then he's dropping like stats on how many birds there are in the world. Seems like way too many birds. Also, I need you to be on what might be Rick's potential exit interview at some point, because I know your stance on birds, and I would like a showdown.
Well, and I was about to say that, I appreciate him referring to the drones as birds. I wish he was a bit more, transparent with the fact that he's really just looking at little numbers on the drones, and that's how he knows what location he's in. There's little numbers on the battery where you plug it in, and that's how he knows where that's manufactured, and that's kind of how he's getting his answers. But sure, yeah, professional bird watcher or expert or whatever. You like drones, and I appreciate that. I do.
He said he leads tours. Like,
drone tours are sick. Have you watched those online?
Yes. Like flying through houses and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go on a limb and say there's like a 50-50 chance that we end up on one of Rick's bird tours / drone tours.
I would go on a drone tour with Rick. He seems like he would give a good explanation of things. Yeah. I think he might lie a little bit, acting like they're alive and, have babies and stuff. But if that's how he needs to get his rocks off, I won't judge him.
Okay. Later we find out he's a negotiator, and I was like, okay, that does sound like a job.
Yes.
At some point, and again, seems like you have an advantage. But that's okay.
Again, everyone's seeming to have advantages other than Kim so far.
Yeah. Again, I keep forgetting to write down the actual spelling. I think it's Ty.
Yeah, I think it's Ty, attorney and flight attendant.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you're about to say the same thing I'm about to say.
Seems like too much work.
Yes, I literally said, how do you have time for anything else?
Are you a flight attendant who has the ability to attorney?
Yeah, in the sky.
Are you an attorney who hey, I could fill in as a flight attendant if you need me to. You know what I mean?
I was picturing her taking her meetings with her clients while she's a flight attendant. So she does the drinks down the aisles, and then how they kind of disappear for 10 minutes. She's having a meeting with her client that's on the plane.
A deposition.
Yes, and she's attorneying in the sky.
Oh, that
is the only way that makes sense to me.
Copyright. Don't steal that idea, NBC. That is a great show.
Attorneys of the Sky.
Attorneys of the Sky. Amazing. And here's the thing. I'm going to give you another little pitch, NBC. Don't take it copyright. You partner with an airline. Partner with United, Delta. Just make them the actual airline. They get all that free promo time.
Yep.
Again, you're going to learn, NBC and the people who run the show, to just hire us.
Free ideas, but we will cap them at a certain point.
We do. We cap them and we go, no more. We give you a little taste. We're like a drug dealer. We go, little something.
A little bit of meth, and then we take a step back, and we dangle it in a bag across the hallway.
Not enough for your teeth to start getting loose.
Yep.
But enough
that you want your teeth to start getting loose.
You would start to ruin your life for it,
Yeah. You're on that line.
You're dangling. You're a little back and forth. Am I going to ruin my life? Am I not? Okay.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I could. I very well could. Next up is Mac, and all I'm going to say is Mac is a star.
Okay. Immediately, Mac is, and no shade to anyone else, easily my favorite person on the show. Mac? Tell me that Mac isn't a mini Wes.
That's what I wrote down. Giving Wes energy.
Full Wes energy. She sits down and she says, I'm here for public validation.
I'm here for ego reasons. I would like the public validation that I'm better than anyone else. And I'm going to form an alliance with the dumbest person here. I wrote star. Somewhere Wes Bergman is standing up, giving it a standing ovation.
Someone needs to send this to Wes. We will send it to Wes, but someone else send it to Wes so that we make sure he sees it, because this is a little mini Wes, and boy did I love it. I did say she's here for public validation. I can't think of a worse place to go than a reality show.
That's true. But you could be like, hey, I went on a reality show and I just beat everyone. And I came home and I did my real job.
Twitter's going to hate her.
Mac doesn't give a fuck what people think.
I hope that that's the case, but she also specifically said she went on here for public validation.
Yeah, but like the public validation that like, oh, like you're smart, you got it.
I hope that that's the case, because man, oh man, did I love her, and I want her. Get her on the challenge.
I thought the exact same thing.
Get her on the challenge immediately.
We need to start. This is a great idea. No, I'm not going to put that out there. They're going to take it. I'll talk to you about it later.
Okay,
they would
yeah.
absolutely take that idea.
Okay, we'll discuss later. If you
Sorry,
want the
everybody.
idea, you know where to find us.
I can't put it on the interwebs. I just can't, because they will take that idea. It's so fucking good. Okay.
You could always reach out and we could put a price on this idea. You know who you are. Our email is always available, and DMs are always open. Who's next? Rachel?
I have Rachel. I wrote Rachel with the bow. And then the next thing I wrote, married. Damn it. I was hoping she would mix it up.
Yeah, I was sad about that, although we did find out via the interwebs.
Yes. Not married anymore.
Not married anymore. So unfortunately won't be seeing her mix it up on the TV screens, but hoping on the back end.
Hell.
We get to see some stuff. I personally wrote down hair is absolutely insane. I'm not mad at it at all. I cannot wait to see all of her other looks this season.
I said Rachel's makeup is a 12 out of 10. No notes. I can't get over it. Her eyes, there was a couple close-up shots. The eyes, I can't get over it. As I said during Smash or Pass, I was like, I'd want to be your friend. Then I was like, no, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Well, now you can.
I can't. Now I can't. Now
you can.
Yeah. Friend adjacent.
We love adjacent.
I don't want to be too close as a friend. You know what I mean? So.
Guys, I'm going to have to quickly put a pause on this. I don't think I've introduced...
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Sorry for the pause. I did recently get a kitten, and he is very curious, and I am stopping him from stepping on this laptop right now, so I'm just going to grab him. You'll get a hello. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, bud.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast, Bernard!
Bernard is here. Everybody say hi, bud.
Hi, look at Bernard! Look at Bernard!
Yes, say, I am Bernard. I am very small, and I am very feisty, and I don't like me right now.
I have flat face.
Very flat face. So you may see him run across my screen at some point in the next... Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. At some point, I apologize, but he is here. Say hi to Bernard. He will be around this season on Destination X at the Right Reality Podcast. Okay.
Right into the lens.
Okay.
He knows where the camera is.
Okay.
Okay, Bernard. See you later, Bernard.
I apologize
Thank you for joining us, Bernard.
For that pause. All right, we're back in.
What a great pause to get a little Bernard love in. What an absolute amazing thing. Yeah. Last thing on Rachel. I think Rachel is super smart. Because there was one moment she's like, oh, I can't wait. Something like, I can't wait to come back and like embarrass all of you. And everyone's like, oh, I think she's playing it down. Oh, Bernard trying to get back into frame.
He's a ham for the spotlight.
I love it. I think she's going to be great. I can't wait to see the other fits. As
soon as I saw fit number 1, I was like, get me in on every single fit this girl's going to have on.
We need her to... we need her to stay so long so we get all of the fits that she has.
I completely agree with you.
Yes. Next is Bernard. Bernard took a chunk.
I apologize.
Jonah, who is our guy according to Smasher Pass.
Bernard.
Mixie, are you safe now?
Mark's safe for the current moment. As of now, yes.
From Pinard. Yes, this is Jonah, who is next. Our introduction, as we said, to Smash It Past, our guy who's currently going through a 4-year program at the Institute of Fuckboyhood.
Yes.
Who, according to his super, is an English teacher.
Yeah.
Now, Mixie, why don't I believe this?
Well, I think he's studying to be an English teacher at the Fuckboy School Institute. Institute of Fuckboys. He is studying his English, and he's doing this, and he's trying to figure out exactly what he's trying to figure out his I didn't understand what he meant. It took me the second watch through. He said he looks like that people keep saying he looks like that guy from Dune, because I don't think he looks anything like Timothée Chalamet. I don't think he looks anything like him.
Now, this is a grad school fuckboy move.
Yes. It's like that chick. It's like that chick from it's like that chick. It's like that chick from Love is Blind that said she looked like Megan Fox. Do you remember that whole situation?
Do I remember?
That is this to me. Like, sure, if we're saying every white guy with longish brown hair looks like Timothée Chalamet, then sure. It's such an advanced fuckboy move, because you'd be like, hey, a lot of people tell me I look like basically the person in America that any woman would want to sleep with right now. Yep.
And is currently like dating like one of the most beautiful women on the planet, as some people would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me I look like that. Like, grad school fuckboy move. Amazing.
He's getting to graduation. Like, he's on his way to graduation.
Yeah.
I think we're going to watch him graduate this season, depending on how long he's here. There's a potential for us seeing him get his degree. He's going to get his degree in
with a minoring in sup, girl.
He minored
tell
in.
Me I'm Timothée Chalamet.
He double majored in sup, girl, and you up?
Yeah. Come over.
I got leftovers.
Yeah. I'm making manicotti, bitch.
That's you. I
am making manicotti.
Are you practicing your fuckboy?
Every day. Every day. Yeah.
I wish nothing but the best for you. I swear to God, if you get on this at any point in time, I can promise you all this. If he signs on and has a dangle cross earring in his ear, I quit.
Okay.
I quit.
What if that might be my Halloween costume this year? I go as a fuckboy.
Ooh, that's good.
I get tiny little tattoos.
Skinny line tattoos.
Dangle cross.
Yep.
And I like curl my hair.
Yep.
What else I need? I need a terrible shirt.
Oh, you need an awful shirt.
Awful shirt.
Awful shirt.
Awful shirt.
And then jeans that like have a massive rip in it.
Yeah.
Just one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That might be the fit this year.
In a chain wallet.
Oh, yeah. I'd have to get
and the anal bead bracelets. Bracelets.
Yeah, we'll work on that. We'll workshop that.
Yeah,
Maybe this year I'm a fuckboy. People are like, what are you dressed as? I'm like, LA fuckboy, girl.
What do you think I am, baby?
What's up?
I can be whatever you want me to be.
Can I get that snap, girl?
Oh, fuck.
What you trying to do, shorty? Yeah. I realized, I think Jonah is an English teacher. I think he's one of those international English teachers.
Oh.
Who like lives in a foreign country and teaches English and bangs the locals.
Yep. That tracks.
I got it.
Who else do we have?
We went through Mixie. We went through Kim.
Yeah.
You went through that. The last person is Shane.
Yeah.
Who there were spots of on this show, but I don't ever recalling him really saying much.
I don't remember his occupation.
No.
To be honest with you, I'm still not over the tattoo. So I think we just say that we know one thing about Shane, and that's that he is loyal.
Yes.
And he wants everyone to know that.
Yeah.
Because it's tattooed across his chest. All right. So since we've met everyone, let's get into the episode. Josh, in the beginning, says that he's done some crazy things. I couldn't stop myself. Immediately, 3 minutes in? Couldn't stop myself. I said, oh, Josh has done some crazy things, never make it to the final on the challenge. Oh. That's crazy. Wild. And then he says his job description is that he won Big Brother. Hilarious. The fact that the challenge was never mentioned at all during this.
No.
Hysterical to me.
Because I think they realized nobody knows what that show is.
I don't think that's the case. I think they realized that he was bad at it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Big Brother winner. And honestly, that technically is his profession.
I mean, it is. I wouldn't say there's anything else. Because I don't think does he hawk a bunch of stuff on Instagram or no?
No.
I think he's just always working out and trying to get on these shows and trying to win them and not being able to do so.
Yeah, he's not grease bud babing it, you know?
Yeah, he's not he's not babe.
Live battles, you know what I mean?
He's not TikTok babing it.
Yo, hit those pluses, guys. Come on.
Give me a galaxy.
Oh my God, a galaxy. Wow. Yeah, keep hitting it, guys.
We're almost there. Terrible.
We're almost there. 10 seconds left. Come on. Oh my goodness. All the stuff on the plane I loved.
Mm-hmm.
I love that they were pretending to meet each other for the first time.
Yeah.
And then they're off the plane. It looked like it was in Van Nuys here, the Van Nuys airport near me. Definitely not. It's already in Europe.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, oh, time to meet our guy, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan has been studying the one and only Mr. TJ Lavin.
Yes.
And he's like, at the beginning of every season, Mr. TJ Lavin loves to make an introduction.
He loves a wheeled vehicle.
Woo. And he just busts onto the scene. And people are like, is that? Oh my God. And then he gets off and he's like, hi, I'm Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And my girl, Allie, is just like, yeah, I think I met my future husband. He's married, Allie.
Yeah, he is married and his wife is beautiful.
Beautiful.
They're a absolutely perfect couple. So I will not try to break that up. I am going to refer to him as 3 first names.
Oh, okay.
Because that is Jeffrey D. Morgan.
JDM?
Any of those names could have been his first name. You could scramble those 3 names any which way.
Morgan Jeffrey Dean.
Dean Morgan Jeffrey.
Ooh.
Morgan Jeffrey Dean.
Dean Morgan Jeffrey.
That's what I'm saying.
Woo. Woo.
So 3 first names comes out, absolutely kills the 0 inflection entrance. I am not saying that as a bad thing. I think it's hilarious.
It's amazing.
It's
amazing.
Awesome.
It's so good.
It's great.
And the entire episode, no inflection.
No inflection.
No, there's no highs.
We stay here the whole time. It's awesome.
Part of my job when me and Mix work together is I help run our VO sessions.
Yep.
And I tell the people doing the VOs, I'm like, hey, just maybe go up at the end of the line, honestly, blah, 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 blah. Do this, blah, blah, blah. None of that. We got none of that from JDM. And honestly, I would be shocked if we did. It would feel out of place because I feel like he is just that. And I don't like it.
I don't want it. He announces that the winner gets $250,000. No inflection in that. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He's not getting that money. He's already got paid.
I loved that throughout this, he keeps saying he made Europe a game board and that he did all of this.
Again, it's giving Mr. TJ's final.
Yeah, it's Mr. TJ's final. It's 3 names game. It's hilarious.
I made Europe a game board. Did you clear that with the EU?
Yeah,
Are they okay with that?
Are they aware?
Was that part of Brexit? Are you allowed to even do that?
Yeah.
Do I need a cool game board visa to play this game? I don't get it.
Now, also in Challenge Land, they announce the winning amount, but then when we get to the final, they break that final amount up by first, second, third, etc. Do you think that will be the case here? Do you think it's one winner, that's it?
I think it's one winner.
I want it to be.
Yeah.
I don't want them to do the breaking of things.
No, I think it's one winner. Takes it all. I like that. I don't think there's going to be a situation where you do that. I think we'll see people on teams. This is the other thing. Like, I don't know how this is going to work week to week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are we going to have teams of 5? We're going to have teams of 4. It looked like at some point they were saying like teams of 2, like individual weeks. I like that we're going to continue to like mix it up each time.
Yeah.
I'm still very unclear on the rules of engagement.
I kind of like that we don't know, though.
I do and I don't, because when it got to the end of this, I was a little confused on some of the parts, which we'll get to in a bit. But again, I loved every second of it. We got 2 dailies basically this week.
Yeah, we did. It was like double dailies. I want to get into that first one.
Okay.
Not explained the best, but I think we'll get there. I got it once it started.
Explained poorly.
I
didn't know
how
many countries I could put a bag in.
Yeah, and also I'm not really following if they take I didn't realize they were taking the tags off. Then if they take the tags off, how do they know what is, like, who put what bag in? Like, how are we connecting the tag to the bag to did it follow the back end of that? But that's fine.
A lot of field producing, I feel, went into that.
Yeah. I did understand that if I was doing this, I would have done horrifically.
Let's put that to the test. Everybody, welcome to the first game of Destination X. It's where Stephen has also created a little game for Mixie to play, very much in the same thing. I'm so glad you lead me into this. Mixie, first up, if you saw a photo...
You know, I really liked this first episode and I really liked this show, but I'm not going to lie. Once I finish episode 1, I go, is Steven going to have a field day with me on this show because I'm terrible at geography and I'm horrific with history? And I was like, no, he's my friend. He won't do something like that. Episode 1, how deep are we? 30 minutes in? Okay, Steven, go ahead. Let's embarrass Mixie on the internet again. What is it?
Okay, now, here's the thing. I feel like I've made these... fair.
Don't say that either. That you're just digging me a deeper hole.
First one, if you saw a photo of a waffle, what country would it go in?
Germany. Belgium.
Yes! Congratulations, Mix.
I thought Belgium was in Germany. Can we restart? Next. Okay, go ahead. That's why I said Germany.
You did that to yourself.
I didn't want to sound like an idiot.
I didn't do that part to you.
I didn't want to sound like an idiot saying Belgium if Belgium wasn't a country.
I felt like that was the easy one. Okay, next one.
Fuck this.
Just a big wall. Just a big wall.
China.
We're in Europe, Mix.
Germany.
That was the easiest one. Oh no! No!
Steven, I told you.
Oh no!
I told you.
This next one's not gonna go well then.
I know.
I'm crying. I'm sorry. The Acropolis.
What the fuck is that? What even is that?
What if I showed you a photo? Would that help?
Probably not.
I thought you might need a photo.
This is my worst nightmare. Nightmare.
All right, I have a photo to show Mix.
Rome.
Again, Rome is a city.
Italy.
In a country.
That was where they were. I'm just so bad. I'm not trying to do poorly, by the way. I maybe I should say I am. I'm trying to entertain you.
Greece. The answer is Greece.
What?
The Acropolis is in Greece.
Apocalypse?
Yep, the Acropolis and the Parthenon, Greece. It's okay.
The apocalypse will start in Greece. Got it.
Okay. I'm gonna give. You're gonna need a photo for this one too. I feel. Beef eaters.
Beef eaters?
They are the guys who wear the giant tall hats.
England.
Next! Let's go!
Okay, was that it? Can we end on that one? Because I got it right.
I think I'm going to give you two more that I think you're going to get.
God, no, I'm not.
You're going to get the next two. IKEA.
Sweden. Let's go! That's a meatball, baby. That's a meatball.
Yeah, meatball.
Give me that meatball. This is terrible.
Go dogs.
Go down.
Okay, the final one.
I'm so sorry to my family. I'm so sorry too.
The Moulin Rouge.
Isn't that a play that is in New York right now?
Yep, but that's not the answer I was looking for. It was also a movie.
It's not Europe.
Correct. The Moulin Rouge. I'll give you a hint. It was one of the countries that was named during the challenge today.
Wildly unhelpful. See, French?
French!
Yeah!
Let's go!
He's French.
Croissant. Oui, oui.
Oh, croissant.
Cigarettes. Baguette.
Okay.
You did such a good job. I was
No,
very
I
proud
didn't.
of you. It went really bad to start. And then you stuck the dismount.
Okay. I got 50%, and here I was gonna make fun of Josh for getting 50%.
I mean, that is pretty funny. I mean, that was amazing, honestly. They're like, Josh, you got 8. Hold on. I'm going to try monotone. Josh, you got 8 tags. 4 of them were right. I think I did it.
Hey, what you did, you nailed that. And he also nailed it in his Josh way. I'll argue, if I was signing up for a show that they told me was history and geography, I would not do it. So at least I would have stopped myself from getting there.
Yeah, I think they might have cast you if they go, hey, if I showed you a photo of Wall and I asked you which European country we were in, and you said China.
You didn't say European.
Well,
I would like a recount. I would like a recount.
Biggie had 6. He had all 6 right. And then Allie, with help from Mac. Remember Mac, our superstar from earlier, who said
Absolute
very
genius
much
move.
like Wes, I'm going to partner with the dumbest person here, become their ally, and then feed them to the wolves later when I don't need them. Really smart move, Mac.
Absolute genius play by her. Allie fell right into it. Also, Allie picking up Rick's fallen tag.
Didn't see that coming from Allie. That's a pro level move.
That is. I think Mac might have made an alliance with a secret dark horse, and she might need to reevaluate finding a dummy, because Allie picked that up, no hesitation. And also, that's how I realized that they were counting tags. So shouts out Allie for explaining that better than they did when the episode started.
I'm gonna have a guess that Jeffrey Dean Morgan, JDM, explained that as part of his voiceover, and then they put it in the edit. They're like, it's too much monotone. We got to just let the people figure it out for themselves.
They'll figure it out as the episode goes along, which we did. So
we're on a network. We can't have 2 minutes of monotone rule explanation.
Yep.
Coming in hot after the premiere of America's Got Talent. We got to continue the momentum.
Yeah.
So Allie gets it right. She had 10 of them. 7 were right. I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan being like, Allie, should I say Mac?
Yep.
Hilarious.
TJ Lavin.
Love it. They win.
Yep.
They get the advantage.
Yep.
They're going to, at some point, get a clue for where Destination X is. Next thing.
Move that bus.
He brings out one of the largest blacked out buses I've ever seen in my life.
Isn't that illegal to drive around with a car that tinted, by the way?
That's a great point. Maybe they had to get special clearance through the EU when they said, I've turned it into my giant map board. He's like, I don't give a shit. I'm Jeffrey Dean Morgan. This is my bus.
You can't see in it or out of it.
No, there's no way I'm trafficking people in this thing.
It couldn't be me.
Me? No, look at my face.
Morgan?
Do I look like somebody who would traffic people? Don't answer that. Don't answer that, actually.
Yeah, don't answer that.
This bus comes out, Mixie, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, but we manifested a bus show.
Did we? I don't.
I feel for the past 2 years, we've been asking for more bus footage on the challenge. And now they basically said, this whole show is pretty much going to be on a bus.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, as soon as this bus came out, I was just like, I think this is going to make alliances more difficult.
Yes.
Trying to find a secret place to go when you're stuck on a bus.
There's nowhere to go.
It's going to be hard. So I think that makes a nice little extra challenge to this.
Yes.
That'll be fun. And then, they get on the bus and Mr. Three Names once again pops in and he explains that the windows are going to be blacked out. They aren't going to see anything. They won't know anything. Do you think that they lost watches? Do you think they took all of that from them?
Yes, they don't have anything.
Yeah, I would assume they don't have phones, but
watches, anything that helped them track time because they would have a general understanding of how fast they could go.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. That's kind of what I want to get in the weeds in a little bit is do you think that they drive in a circle for 2 hours?
I've thought about that.
To fuck them up.
What if you were going from one place to another and let's say at the end of this one, Rome, they wanted to go to I don't know.
Florence.
Sure, which is pretty close, I think.
Yeah.
Or they wanted to stay in Italy, right? Do they drive 20 hours, up and down the same road just to throw them off, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have questions about how food is delivered to them. I have a lot of logistical questions that I would love to talk to somebody about.
The bathroom situation is also something that I was looking out for because, you know me, I check the hair. The hair is the dead giveaway. I've talked about this before.
Yeah.
None of the girls had wet hair or, on the challenge, you can tell when someone's been out of the shower for an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone is perfectly prime every time we're seeing them on camera.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting to me as what the time frame is of sleep, wake up, get ready. Three Names comes on the screen, talks for a minute. The people that are allowed to go outside, go outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and how many is the bus driving fast? Can the bus slow down? Does the bus stop in the evenings?
Yep.
Is there a bus driver switch? How does the food come on? Is there a showering situation? There's a lot of logistical things that I don't know if we'll ever get the answers to. I mean, maybe we can get it offline with some of these people.
Would love it.
But the bus is sick. The bus is decorated sick. It's not just a
sick.
regular bus. They made it look really nice. There's a couple different seating things. And then I was like, where are the beds? They show the beds. I was like, oh, so it's Rockstar thing. And then I'm also going, hold on, the map room's on here? Hold on. There's not enough room for all this, I don't think.
Well, I think that the bedroom it looks like it's 2 stories.
Yes.
I think the bedroom is upstairs. I would assume with a bathroom situation. And then the downstairs is probably that lounge area that we're seeing them in for a majority of the time.
Okay.
And then probably the map room.
Got it. Maybe they're in the middle of the back. Yeah. I want a drawing of that. And that's in the weeds. And I don't think we need to get into that. That's just
I'll take it from anyone that wants to give it to us, though, because I really would like to
give us a rundown on that. Part of me thinks there's a second bus.
I don't know if they would do that, though, because if they start separating them.
I think there's a second bus where they take them on where they sleep, is what I'm saying. I think there's a travel bus and a sleeping bus situation potential. I don't know.
If you look at it from the outside, though, I do think it's 2 stories.
Yeah, I think it's one of those, but I don't think those buses are. It's fine. It's fine. Let's move on.
Oh, yeah. We're in the weeds.
We're in the weeds.
I
Let's
do want to talk about, they get back on the bus. The girls are talking in the bedroom, and the guys are talking in like the main room area.
Yeah, they split guy girl.
Yeah. Josh does a classic Josh where he says, I can't believe the girls are already making an alliance. That is not what's happening. The girls are having a girl conversation and the guys are having a guy conversation. Now, Josh, I do understand that you have a big problem with separating friendship and conversation with alliance, but I must stress to you, this is not an alliance happening right now.
And also, you don't know how this game goes yet. If this is the challenge, yes, I can see how you'd be like, oh, Big Brother, like, oh yeah, they're already pairing off. You don't know the voting system. You don't know, which we clearly saw, is that not everyone is going to go to the map room. Like, you don't know how any of this is going to go. I think they went in there and they started putting their stuff away.
I
agree.
Like,
oh, we're going to go start putting all of our stuff away. And the guys are like, okay, we'll hang here. You know, you guys go pick your beds first and then we'll get whatever. This
in no way, shape, or form was a like alliance chat. It was so funny to me that that's what he said.
One of the things that was brought up while they were having their female alliance talk, was somebody was like, I think it was Mac was like, Josh is like playing dumb, and then immediately went, no, I just think he's dumb.
Yeah. The girls all kind of laughed. They were like, I don't know if he's playing dumb.
I wonder if anybody like really knew him, because they were like, oh, what show are you on? And he's like, I was on Big Brother. Did you get far? And he's like, yeah.
I will give him smart play to not tell them that he won. However, if it's a random reality star on your boat,
you're gonna guess
on your
did.
Bus, I think you would think.
During our interview, he did say, I then told them, like, I was holding back, but I told them. So, because he was also like, I feel like they'll figure it out and they think I'm like lying to them or something like that. And I was
it's
like,
probably a smart play, to be honest.
They probably did that. Okay. So Mac and Allie get to get off the bus and get a clue, I'll put that in air quotes, on where Destination X is. I'm just going to say, not a clue.
Well, for me, definitely not a clue. I wrote down there's history.
You're like, Europe?
Well, also, like, I guess just being outside of the bus and being able to look around is the clue itself.
Yeah.
But to just dump them in ruins of some random thing that they definitely don't know is hilarious. I think it's so funny.
I think it's so funny because then obviously these people are going to like try to like overanalyze everything. They're like looking, they're like, what type of writing is there? Are those like, what are those like Greek statues? Also, I think they told them they can't turn around was another thing, because I think there was cars behind them. So you could easily just look at the front plate of a car and be like, oh, it's got a so-and-so plate on it. So we're so-and-so. So I think they've been very careful, at least with that first one. Once they get to the town, it's pretty much over at that point. They know what country they're going to be in.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, they get a little bit of information and you get back on the bus. You know everybody's going to ask, what did you see? What would be our game plan? If it was me and you, Mix, and we got back on the bus, what would you tell us? What would you tell me? Should we tell them everything we see? Should we lie a little bit? What would be your game plan here for us?
For me, I think I would say that, like, just because I don't know exactly the rules of this game, I think I would say to you, let's pick one piece of information that we have gotten from this, give them that, and be like, that was the hint that we got. So it's not a lie, but it's because, you know, I'm assuming they know that they have a day or two left before they need to guess. They don't know what's going to happen. If these other people, if you tell them, oh my God, they just dropped us in a field with a bunch of cows, and then they get dropped the next day got dropped in the city, like, you'd be like, what the fuck? You get called out on lying about it. I think eventually, if this is the like form of what the show is, I think I might kind of start thinking of ways to maybe like sneak in a detail that maybe wasn't there to try to like throw it off. But I think to start with, I'd be like, we just saw they put us in a room with a poster with this writing. We couldn't figure out what it was. And there was like these three, you know, figures on this poster, and that was it.
That's a good strategy. I like that. It was kind of weird because I was like, I don't know what you tell them when you go back in. Like, how much, because they started grilling.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, well, did you see this? Do you see that? I think at one point they were like, yeah, we saw a bunch of people, a bunch of tourists. And I'm like, okay, so we're going down that road. That's fine.
Yeah.
But then you have to hold your story together, because then I feel like if you get caught in any part of this, especially early on, and this is like one of those things, first time in a reality show, you don't know all the rules, say the least amount possible. That's why I thought, while I loved Mac's play of like teaming up with somebody, I feel like immediately that puts a target on your back. She later during the daily is the person in the town that won that challenge. So like she has to have a target on her back at this point. And while I love that for her, also it's one of those things that like a veteran reality TV person knows, don't win the first things and don't do anything until you know what the rules of the game are.
Absolutely. I'm concerned for her at this point. But I do think that she's smart enough to at least get out of this now. I also will say Mac and Allie, they came back onto the bus. They hopped on those chairs backwards, serving cheeks on the bus, telling lies to everyone, gets this week's Ass of the Week.
Ass of the Week is back. You heard the sounder. If you are joining us for the first time, every week Mixie picks an Ass of the Week. There are her own rules to the Ass of the Week. You play along at home and try to guess.
You don't ask questions.
But you don't ask questions.
And is this a double Ass of the Week win? It is. I couldn't pick. Cheek, 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 cheek. Great times. Woo. We got to be happy we're back, baby.
Oh, God, I didn't feel like we were really back until just then.
I didn't either. Now I'm in the groove. Yeah. And after we get the ass in our face, Mr. Three Names pops in and lets us know that if you are the farthest guess away, you're getting kicked off. Now we're getting elimination involved.
Yes. I love this idea. It's like, hey, are you dumb enough not to know where a certain city is on the map? I'm sorry. Was that targeted to you? Sorry. I realized that bit.
I would not survive. I think Mac would have picked me to team up with, honestly. And I think that I would have fallen for it because I like her and I think she's cool.
Could you have found Rome on the map?
Once I zoomed in and saw the words. Thank God they put the words on there. Can you imagine?
I thought they weren't going to do that. I thought it was going to be a blank map.
I wrote later, this fucking map sucks.
Okay. Let's just talk about it now. 2 minutes? That must have been the most anxiety these people have ever felt. Yeah. 2 minutes to be like, okay, is this where I'm going to go? Is this where I'm going to go? Is this, I think this is what it is, but like, do I really? There's also some strategy involved in this that we can get in once we see like later episodes of like, okay, if the entire team is saying this, you at least ride with that team, because then if everybody doesn't lie to you, then you're all together. But if everybody goes...
but then people can be lying. They can always
like, hey,
let's tell him this, but we're all going to actually do the right one.
It's Rome. And then everybody goes in there and is like, okay, it's Milan. But there's nowhere to go. Like, there's nowhere to like run and do that.
It's going to be so good. Now that like the main basics of this game has been laid out, shit's going to get crazy real fucking quick.
If we continue to have the second dailies like this too, this daily was fire. I loved every second of this. They're underground. We got a little history lesson that they're in a well 7 stories underground. No, thank you. Get me out of that well, please. Also, just for a fun production note from me and Mix work in production, this took way longer than they thought it was going to.
1,000,000%.
They had to get those people out of the well. It was that dark. They didn't even know what happened. They put them back on the bus because it was so dark outside. They're like, hey, we got to close the well for safety reasons. It's too dark.
Yeah.
And then Max, like at the top of the building in the pitch black darkness, picking up those coins. This was great, though. I loved every second of it. Because one of the things I love about this show is that you get to play along at home. Like the riddles.
That's what I was going to say about this. The editing of this show is top tier. They give you the clues that the contestants get, but they aren't clear that they're clues, right? So you see things, but you don't know if they're a clue or not.
Yeah.
You're seeing outside a little bit more than I think the rest of the contestants are, but you're still not really seeing a lot. So I suck, obviously, at this, so I can't really play at home, but I like the idea that everyone that's like a big history or like, you know, travel buff watching at home can play this game with them and then find out at the end, you know, where they actually are. There's no like, hi, I'm Jeffrey D. Morgan. Welcome to Destination X. This week we're going to Rome.
Correct. Which is a really smart way of doing this because it keeps you hooked in to see if you get it.
Yep.
The first thing was the wine. So it's like, okay, is wine a clue about where we're at? Okay, are they trying to guess this specific small city that we're in?
Yeah.
That also was unclear at the time, but it kept me intrigued. Pinocchio. Okay, is Pinocchio part of this? Okay, wine. Pinocchio, I know Pinocchio is an Italian thing. Okay. I mean, my guy touched that coin in that Pinocchio place.
I know. That was a rough watch. Also, was it the second one where Kim and Jonah didn't know what a sneaky link was? And Kim says
Jonah
Jesus
lied.
And puts a J in a
for
heart.
Jesus?
And it's Romeo and Juliet, and that is the correct coin. Like, what the fuck?
That was great. J is for Jesus?
Yes, and also saying Jesus is a sneaky link is hilarious.
Hilarious.
So good.
I like, Jonah
So
was
good.
trying to, like, keep the cover on his, like, because, you know, first rule of, like, Fuckboy University Institute, you can't talk about it. And he's like, sneaky link.
I don't know what that is.
What is that?
Yeah,
I've
I
never
will
had
say,
one of those before.
I personally hate riddles, but these riddles weren't hard, so I appreciated them.
Okay.
I hate the ones that, you know, everybody's sitting there and guessing for 30 minutes, and I'm just like, fucking, what is it? But this was good.
Yes.
Biggie tripping immediately after he gets to see once he's landed. It's like they can't see, so they lose their ability to walk. Amazing.
All of this was great.
Then they destroy that store. Great television. Felt terrible for that woman that was just standing there.
I think he was like, hey, sorry about your store.
Yeah,
He said, hey, sorry about your store.
Yep.
Then there was olives and not tea.
Yep.
Olives. And he's like,
Thank
if
God
I lose
Biggie
this
at least
again,
got one.
that would have been. Because he was let loose both times first.
Yeah. By a long shot, too.
By a lot, yeah. Second one was the olive thing, and he had to dig in that. That would also give me so much anxiety having to do this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So we're split 1-1 right now. Everybody's got one coin. This is great. I love that they're running through the city, so they get to pick up on things. You get to look on a sign and maybe pick up, okay, that's an Italian flag. Okay, we're definitely in Italy, but like, where are we? Is it going to be a small town? Whatever. The final thing, another one of your favorites, Roman numerals, Mix.
Yeah. I would like to give myself some credit that I think I would have looked around for the numbers. I'm with Mac. I only know 1 through 10, and I guess Biggie said the same thing too. But she was smart. She looked at the last number and saw that there was only 2 4s and went for those. Biggie absolutely destroying his setup.
He was pulling them all off one by one. There was a point where he goes, oh, I'm sorry, while she was like waiting to go put one in. I think clearly off camera, a producer's like, you can only do one at a time.
Yep.
If somebody's waiting, you have to step away and the next person goes in. She happened to pick the right one, at least according to the editing, and put it right in there. I don't want to brag. I got it right away. No big deal. 154 CLIV. No big deal.
I don't even know what's happening right now.
You blacked out. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. So she races up to the top of the building, gets the other 3 coins. We don't know what coins mean at this point. Everything is new to us. I like it so much. And then we get back. They're on the bus. They celebrate. The people are out of the well, apparently. We didn't know any of that. And then Mr. Three Name, Jeffrey D. Morgan, comes on and tells us what city we're in. And I go, okay, did he just ruin Destination X? Like, we know that city we're in now. They have to figure out what tiny ass city that is.
Yeah.
On a random map. And then he gave us a history lesson, which I'm sure you loved.
I literally wrote, history. I'm sorry. And I respect everybody that likes it, and I'm glad that other people are paying attention to it so bad things don't happen again or whatever the fuck. I can't. I cannot.
Sorry about that, yeah.
But I still enjoy this show. That should say a lot about this show. A lot about this show. I did zone out during that part, though.
He starts talking about history. We're in Orvieto, Italy, and you're like...
Literally. I was like, oh, look at the birds. The bird shot they got is great.
Yeah, look at all those drones in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, apparently, because they got 4 coins on one team and only 1 coin on the other team, that means...
Yep.
The team with 4 coins, I think we all know. 4 teams get to pick 4 people from the other team to send them in to the map room. Mm-hmm. While the other team only gets to send in 1 person.
Yep.
If this is what we're going to do for the rest of the season, I love this.
I also loved this. I hated what they said to Rachel during this, but the strategy behind this being like, now if this is the case for all of them, if this repeat happens, I think a lot of alliances can start forming. Mm-hmm. And exactly what Mac did, putting Biggie in instead of Allie to protect herself from Allie's wrath. That kind of shit is going to start happening more and more and going to be so much more like woven into the storylines of these people. I am pumped for this. I really hope that this or some adjacent type of form of this is how we send people to the map room from now on.
Yes, I really hope this is what we get every single time. I don't know. I hope it is. Mm-hmm. There's also part of me who goes, I want everyone to go in there. I'm trying to look at it as the positive side of, yes, we're going to have some alliances and people are going to have to pick, hey, both of my alliance members are on the other side and I have to pick one of the two. How am I going to do this? Right. Yep. I don't know. And I think this leads to like, has to be fair teams. And now we're going to start to see the introduction of Pilot Pete and Janae, which we have not talked about yet. They are clearly not on the first episode. I think they're going to be brought in at the end. So next episode will either be Pilot Pete or Janae. Somebody will get eliminated. And then the start of episode 3, you'll get the other one.
Well, I hate to tell you, I know for a fact that is incorrect. It seems like you did not watch the preview.
Oh, okay. Nope. Didn't watch the preview. You know I don't like a preview.
I do think you are slightly correct. I think at either at the end of the next episode or the beginning of episode 3, because they show them both standing there together.
Got it.
So
okay.
They're going to go on together. It's just when.
Okay. So they're going to get down to 8 people, and they're like, JK, you're back up to 10.
That's what I think it'll be, and then we'll go back down from there.
So
that's my thought.
I don't know how many episodes. I think 10 still. So let's get into the voting.
Mm-hmm.
They're about to go in to vote, Mix.
Dude, this was awesome.
So good.
This was awesome. Okay, so Rick, basically, for those of you not watching, which seriously, what the fuck? Josh is selected to go in along with some other people. Josh gets up. He's sitting across from Rick. Rick says to Josh, I think it's Milan. Now, this is the first time that we're actually hearing what people are thinking of locations. It seems as though Allie's team, the team that Josh is on, and all of those other people that mostly got selected to go in, felt as though it was Rome.
Yes.
Josh says, my team and I really think it's Rome. Rick is on the other team that Rachel is on. Rachel is the only person from that team going into the map room. Rick says to Josh, I think it's Milan. Josh, obviously, spirals. And has 2 minutes to decide if he trusts himself and his team or if he goes with Rick.
This could not have been written any better for our guy, Josh.
Absolutely beautiful. And good on Rick. If this was like a strategic play, the perfect person to drop this on. But I don't think it was.
Well, I think he did say at some point, like, he's a strong game player. I think we might need to, like, be careful for him.
Well, no, he said he wanted to make an alliance with him.
I don't think he did it on purpose. Because when Rachel, who's on the team, one has to go in there, she was like, everybody was saying Milan to me. Now, here's the thing. Were they lying to her?
Exactly.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Is NBC, Peacock, production company? I think we've been very kind so far. If you can get us the unedited 2 minutes of Josh in the map room.
Oh, dude. Or honestly, they should just do that every episode. Whoever gets kicked, drop the 2 minutes.
Yeah, put it online. Put it online.
Put it on YouTube.
Ooh.
Damn it, I'm giving him more free shit.
God, that's the last one.
That's got to be the last one. But please, honestly, I just need it.
Damn it.
If you decide you can't do it, just an anonymous email to the Right Reality Pod
at gmail.com.
Yes. We will never say that we got it, but boy, will Stephen and I kick back with a glass of wine and some popcorn and watch it on 0.05 speed. Twice.
We'll do a special episode just for that.
Yeah, it would be.
Oh my God.
Josh gets kicked and I am crying, laughing. Hilarious.
There was a part of me that kind of felt like this had to be what happened.
So I said this to you, Stephen. Do you remember what I said to you?
I do. Yeah, go ahead.
Josh was the interview that Stephen got for us to like intro the show. You know, I'm sure you guys all watched it at the end of Smash Pass. If you didn't, great time. You should watch it. When I found out Josh was the person, I thought, but did not say to Stephen at the time, he's got to be out first. Well, at that point, I knew that there was no way he won because they're not putting their winner out at the beginning to, you know, rally the troops to watch the show.
Right. So
I said to you after we watched the first episode, I said, I thought he would be out first because why are they putting him out to be the chatterbox? But he was the only reality star with a background. So then I was like, maybe not.
Exactly. Because
but hilarious nonetheless.
They knew we didn't. That Pete and Janae are not on the first couple episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't really trust these new people who have not done interviews with press before not to say some shit they're not supposed to. So I thought that's why they put Josh up there. He did a great job hiding the fact that he got eliminated. He's like, buddy, it was so much fun. I had so much fun. What a blast. The most fun I've ever had. I'm like, you're on a bus for 3 days.
I'm sure he did have fun because he didn't cry. I think this is the first time we did not see Wah cry on the show he was on. Congratulations to Wah.
Maybe he did. Maybe he did after. Maybe. Do you think him and Jeffrey Dean Morgan got that beer?
I hope they did. Yeah. I really think that would have Josh would have been like, all right, I sucked at the show, but hey, I hung out with Jeffrey Dean Morgan at this bar I know down the street that he definitely went to with the Vacation Alliance.
Yes. The funniest part is I was just here last summer. Now, in his defense, again, unbeknownst to me, I thought they were trying to put an X on the map of where they were yesterday.
Yes, because they keep moving.
Or Vieta. Correct. But it's not clear that they do that. What is fucking dope is when you get eliminated, they walk you off the bus and they're like, hey, the Coliseum's right there.
Uh-huh. But you know, everyone that's on that bus never ought to see it.
Has no clue.
Yep.
Has no clue that they were literally parked outside.
Yep.
Now, they know they weren't there. I wonder if they do tell them they were in Rome.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like at the beginning of the next episode, they're like, hey, we were in Rome.
Or like Jeffrey Dean walks onto the bus and like they open the windows for a split second so they can like kind of see out a little bit.
There is one of those shots, I think, in the trailer where like they undo the windows real quick.
Yep.
Which would be great. But
so sick.
They're like, hey, look, there's mountains. Off.
Yep.
Off. It is so poetic that he lost on the first episode.
And then for him to go, off on Rick. Rick had no idea what to do. Poor Rick, Professor Cunnilingus, had no idea what to do.
He was like, oh, yeah, sure. Just walk off the bus and turn 9 people against me.
And everyone's like, ha, ha, ha.
And they're like, yeah, so Rick's next. They're like, let's get Rick out of here.
I hope not. I like Rick. Honestly, I don't dislike anyone on this cast right now. I don't know who Shane is. Outside of that, I don't dislike anyone on this cast.
The funniest part is like, he's like, Josh. And he goes, wow. Wow. And then he gets up and he was like, I hope that was you didn't do that on purpose. And in true Josh fashion, I was like, I wonder if he's going to say something immediately.
Oh, of course.
So this lying sack of shit.
Yep. Of course. Incredible.
So good.
The episode ends. That's when I was like, where the fuck is Pilot Pete?
Mm-hmm.
And we did, like I said, there is a preview where they're both standing on the sidewalk and the Move That Bus comes up and pulls right up to them. So I don't know when that is, but it does seem as though they are going to be, sorry to spoil this for you, Stephen, but I do think it's information you need. They do seem to be boarding the bus at the same time. And I'm excited for it.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for that. I'm excited that at the end of the episode, they do kind of like show you what those clues were and how they make sense. The Swiss Guard. Mm-hmm. I do think it's pretty funny that Josh held the coin up and goes, I'm supposed to believe that this means the Swiss Guard?
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows that?
Yeah.
But that's the point. I'm also interested if we're going to other big cities in Europe. Like, are we doing Rome? Are we doing Paris? Are we doing like Munich, Berlin? You know, big cities. Are you going to throw in like a smaller city? Like, we're going to be in Zurich? Like, what are the type of cities we're going to be in?
Yeah.
And do they ever find out where they were before?
I'm excited for that as well. I do think they'll probably keep going big and go smaller and smaller as
that's smart.
The season progresses. I also hope that, like, you know, we did Rome, Italy, right? I hope we aren't just like knocking Italy off of the possibilities to like come back to in 2 episodes, you know?
Yeah, that would be great if you like they went up to Germany and then like, JK, we're in Milan now, you idiots.
Yeah.
We just did a big loop-de-loop, you know?
The premise of this show has the potential of being 1, hilarious, and 2, so entertaining. And also, because I'm an idiot, I'm excited to learn a little bit about Europe.
Oh.
I am.
That's right, you haven't been.
I hope that I could get a little bit of something. The only place I've been to is Italy for my sister's wedding. And that was it. And I was freshman in high school. So, or was I a senior? I don't remember.
That's a wild difference.
I was still in high school. That's all like a...
High school is blur. Concussions.
Yeah, exactly. Handicap pull. You get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an exciting first episode to be back on the number one. Again, if this is your first time finding us, thank you so much. Head to the episode description. Make sure you're following us in the Hotties. Write a comment on YouTube or on Spotify. You can do that now as well. We appreciate all of those things. We will see you next week. Everybody, we love you. We're back. Let's go. See you later. Bye.
Bye.